Good morning, my dear students, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this e-learning session that is organized by Shri Kyanmanjri Vidyapita School. And welcome to Science by Harsha ma'am. Friends, the lesson that we are going to start on today with is this: atoms and molecules. We have learned a lot regarding the atom. What is atom and how it has been bifurcated? How the word matter came into existence, first of all. For that, try to recall, we have studied about the matter. Now, what is matter? Anything which you can touch or feel is called as matter. Scientifically, anything which is having some mass and occupies some space, that is called as matter. Now, when we go on dividing matter, at that time, the smallest part which remains that is called as an atom. Okay, what is that called as an atom? And coming to the word molecule, molecule is what? It is the combination of atom. So, what is matter? Anything which you can touch or feel. And when you go on dividing it, what do you get is atom. Now, coming to our lesson, which is atoms and molecules. Friends, today we are going to start on with this lesson. So, in the beginning, we are having a history about it. Okay, who gave the concept about the atom? The idea of divisibility of matter was considered long back in India, and it was Maharshi Kannad, this person who actually said that you whenever go on dividing the matter, you get something which is the smallest part, which is called as Parmanu. Okay, we are knowing everywhere it is India which comes first in all the discoveries, whether it is discovery of zero or anything else. So, being an Indian, it is a proud matter. Again, the concept of atom basically was given by an Indian philosopher. He postulated the fact that whenever any matter, that is any padarat, it is divided at that time, will get the smallest particle, and that is called as Parmanu. He gave it the name Parmanu. Okay, so this is about the history of Maharshi Kannad. You don't have to remember the history, but just because it was an Indian, let us please note it down. Please note it down. Note it down. Because this concept is given by an Indian person, I want to say something to you people. In one of the interviews of Bill Gates, he was asked that if we see your employees' profile, then among them, 60% are Indians. Why more number of Indians are there? Then at that time, Bill Gates answered that if I'll not hire these Indians, the day is not far off when they'll be my competitor and they'll form a new Microsoft in Bangalore. So these were his statement. Being an Indian, it is a matter of proud for us, and every time we all always try for our best. So that's typical Indian spirit. Okay, so now let's move further. Coming to next person, Pakuda Katyayan, what he did, he elaborated his doctrine and said that these particles normally exist in combined form, which give us various forms of matter. This was his concept regarding the whole of the atom. Coming to the next work of Democritus and Leucippus, they suggested that when we go on dividing a matter, a stage will come when the particles obtained cannot be divided further, that is, the atoms. And he called these indivisible particles as atoms, that is, indivisible. He also suggested, and then a concept was elaborated by John Dalton. So these are again two people who have contributed a lot in the atomic theory's beginning part. Okay, so please note down their work too quickly. Now coming to the main part. That is the father of modern chemistry, which is Lavoisier, Antony Lavoisier. He was the French nobleman and chemist center in the 18th century, and his chemical revolution and a large influence has brought many changes in the chemistry and biology. He laid the foundation of chemical science by establishing two main laws of chemical combination. This person has made a terrific change in the concept of chemistry, and so only is called as father of modern chemistry. Okay, note down the second, and no need to mention about his birth and everything. Just remember this, that he gave two very important laws of chemical combination, which we are going to study right now. So please just note down this second point quickly, and also note that he is the father of modern chemistry. Be quick. Now, coming to the very important criteria, which is a chemical reaction. If we talk about any chemical reaction, then what is a chemical reaction? Uh, the chemical reaction occurs whenever there is change in the physical state, like water gets turned up into ice or steam, or there is the evolution of the gas, or there is a color change, or there is change in the order. All these are depicting any of the chemical reaction. If we want to note down any chemical reaction, then there is a scientific way of noting it. Here, the things that we write is called as reactant. This is the arrow, and on the arrow we note all the things, like for example when your mother is preparing uh, any of the food items, suppose bhungra bhatta for you or pizza for you or anything, then she will take some ingredients, she will heat it or she will roast it, or anything she will be doing. Then there are some conditions, like if she's making anything, then for 2 minutes she need to put it on the gas, like in this way. So there are some conditions, that is for any chemical reaction there are some conditions, like it will occur at normal temperature, at what pressure, in presence of which catalyst. All these things are to be mentioned on this arrow. Okay, and when the reactants will react with each other, you will get the products. This is about any of the chemical reaction. Okay, and on this arrow all the conditions are mentioned. Now what does the very first law of combination, that is the law of conservation of mass, state? Law of conservation of mass states that total mass of the reactants is equal to the total mass of the products in any chemical reaction. There is no change detectable in any chemical reaction. Yes, we are on a right track. There is no detectable change. That means you cannot detect that change. There is no detectable change in any chemical reaction. There is no detectable change in any chemical reaction. No detectable change of what? Of mass. Mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Total amount of mass in the chemical reaction will remain constant, and that is the law of conservation of mass. Let us take one more example. Suppose, let me talk to you that we are talking about the decomposition of calcium carbonate, CaCO3. On heating, it will give CaO plus CO2. Suppose this calcium carbonate, which is on the left hand side, we call it as reactants. Suppose this is 10 grams and calcium oxide is 5.6 gram. Then what will be carbon dioxide? It will be 10 minus 5.6. Just add it, subtract it. 4.4. When you add these two products, then what will you get? 10. That means that mass on the reactant side is equal to mass on the product side. Okay? And you are having many such examples. Okay, very easy one. Basics is just one thing, that mass of reactants is equal to mass of products. Okay, so that is our first law of conservation of mass. And here it is. Laws of chemical combination, there are two laws. Law of conservation. Every time when you are having conservation law, try to recall law of conservation of charge. You have already studied in class 8. What was it? Charge can neither be created nor be destroyed. In any isolated system, the total amount of charge is fixed. In the same way over here, for any chemical reaction which is occurring at any temperature, any pressure, total amount of mass will remain fixed. There is no detectable change in the mass. So here it is. And Antoine Lavoisier, a French scientist, he established the theory of law of conservation of mass. And the law of conservation of mass states that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in any chemical reaction. And here is the example of it. These are the reactions and the products. Over here we are having the coefficients. Coefficient means उसके आगे एक जो number है वो उसका coefficient है. Okay, यहाँ पे आप reactant लिखते हैं and here you are writing the products. Note down this slide quickly. Give the heading law of conservation of mass. First, note down this. Laws of chemical combination, in that these two names. Quick, I'm waiting for you just for 30 seconds. Note down this both names quickly. Written. Now next, give the heading law of conservation of mass. Note down fast. Written, mass can neither be created nor be destroyed, and there is no detectable change in mass in any chemical reaction. That is, mass of reactants is equal to mass of products. Any of these three you can write, and here is the explanation of it. According to this law, mass of the system will remain constant over time. This means that when mass is enclosed in the system, its quantity will never ever change. And that is how mass can be conserved, and hence it is called as law of conservation of mass. Total mass of the products is always equal to the total mass of reactants, which I taught you right now. Okay, as there is no loss of mass of the substance, that is, mass is conserved, Lavoisier called this law as the law of conservation of mass. Okay, give the heading about the explanation, and then you can note down this. First, this much part. Give the heading explanation and note down the first 3 points. Quantity will never change. Very important parameter. Please note down this, because all these things are having the same meaning. You can write any of these three things, that is, mass of reactants is equal to mass of products in any chemical reaction. You can also write total amount of mass in the chemical reaction remains constant. You can also write that mass of there is mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Total amount of mass in any chemical reaction remains constant. You can write any of the three. Okay, so please note it down. Okay. Next part, this last 2-3 lines. Note it quickly. Be quick. Coming to the next part, the reactants and products. What is the reactant and the product? So, as we discussed that for any chemical reaction, those things that will combine and they will form anything, then what are they called as? Reactants. And the new substances that are formed are called as products. We already have discussed regarding this. Your noting down is left out, but let us first take one example. Here they have given you one example, that is when calcium oxide will react with water, you get calcium hydroxide. The reaction over here can be written as follows: calcium oxide plus water gives calcium hydroxide. In this reaction, calcium oxide and water both are reactant while calcium hydroxide is a product. So in this reaction, now actually the chapter is like the law is coming. 74 gram of calcium hydroxide is obtained. You get over here 74 gram of calcium hydroxide. So this is 74 gram when 56 gram of calcium oxide is mixed up with 18 gram. When you will add this two, that is 56 plus 18, what will you get? 74. And in this way many numericals may come. It's very easy, just simply add on. Okay, for example, see this. Here the total mass of the reactants, that is calcium oxide and water, is equal to 74 gram, and mass of the product is also equal to 74 gram. And this proves that the law of conservation states that mass of reactants is always equal to the mass of products. Okay, so before we start on to the next particular part, first note down this reactants and products quick. Just two definitions you are having. Next, write the example. Because the law of conservation of mass or chemical combination, any in the chemical combinations laws, next is law of the next law is about the law of constant proportion and multiple proportion, and that also we will discuss, but before that you have to be ready with this explanation also. Okay, so please note it down. This part, quick. The next part over here. So I hope you have noted down this content. Let us have a quick look at whatever part we have done today. What we did today. We started with this lesson, which is atoms and molecules. Here it is. This is the lesson we started with, and here is the history of it. Maharshi Kannad, from Indian origin, he said that whenever any of the padarth, that is any of the matter, is divided, we get the smallest part as an atom. And he gave this whole concept of atom. At the time, he didn't name it as atom, it was named as Parmanu in Indian terms. Okay, then coming to the next part, Pakuda Katyayan and Democritus and Leucippus. What did they did, or what was their contribution? Pakuda Katyayan, he elaborated his whole of the concept. He said that any of the things that we are using, they are combined forms, they are available in the combined form of some of the smallest particle. Ultimately, he was trying to say about the atoms only. Then Democritus, he also suggested that all the things are made up of tiny particles which are called as atoms, which are indivisible. Then the father of the modern chemistry, who laid the two basic laws of chemical combination. In your textbook, they are given as three laws, that is law of constant proportion and multiple proportion. And because in your book, they have given law of constant and multiple proportion differently, we will study it accordingly. He is known as father of modern chemistry. Okay, law of constant proportions and multiple proportions law. Then this is how the law of conservation of mass was stated. That is, mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in any of the chemical reaction. Try to recall. This is what we did. For any chemical reaction, those substances which are on the left hand side of the arrow, we will call them as reactant, and those which are on the right hand side will call them as products, and all the conditions are mentioned on this arrow. So that is about a chemical reaction. And here it is, the law of conservation of mass. Suppose this is of 10 gram, then this will be 5.6 gram and 4.4 gram. We need to mention the units. So if you add this to, you'll get 10. That depicts with that mass of the reactant is equal to the mass of the product, and that is what this theory states. Mass of reactants will be same as the mass of the products. And here it is, the explanation of the law which we did. And in that, one of the very important thing is the quantity will never change. This fact. For any closed system, for a particular amount of time, quantity of any substance will never change. This depicts the law of conservation of mass. So here it is. It means that total mass of the products is always equal to the total mass of reactants, and there is no change in the mass of the substance. And what is the reactant and the product? Those substances which combine in any chemical reaction, they are called as reactants, and the new substances which are formed, they are called as products. And here is the example of calcium hydroxide and water, which gives calcium hydroxide. So here it is 74 gram of calcium hydroxide is produced if we take 56 gram of calcium oxide and 18 gram of water. So you can write in any example that you are knowing, and in this way you can sort out many number of numericals which are based on the law of conservation of mass. In your textbook also they have given one activity to demonstrate the law of the conservation of mass, in which they have taken barium chloride and sodium sulfate in some proportion, and when they are mixed again in output, whenever you are getting the products, then their mass will remain same as the mass of the reactants. So I hope you are clear with this concept of law of conservation of mass. There are many examples given in your book. You can now try it out. And that is all today's content, and I hope you are clear with this content of law of conservation of mass. Okay, so that is all for today's content. Law of constant proportion and law of multiple proportion will be done in our further sessions, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for listening to me, and have a very good day all of you. Bye bye.